Hey there guys, John here, bringing you guys another deck profile for today. For today's profile, we're actually going to be taking a look at Zeal over here. So, Dan was kind enough to give me a deck profile for the Zeal archetype, but it wasn't just a standard list, it's also a premium list that he put in. And he did it in a way that what I'm calling it, this particular video is going to be a double deck profile. So part one is going to be him explaining his standard list, while as part two is going to be explaining how he took his standard list and then incorporated it into a premium variant. I will have a timestamp for both the standard list as well as the premium list in the time codes for the video, as well as a deck log for both his standard list and his premium list in the descriptions down below. But I just want to thank Dan once again for giving us his profile, but I'm just going to hand it over to him, and I hope you guys enjoy the profile.
What's going on YouTube is Dan from Team Greylock bringing you another monster of a deck profile, this time Galactic Beast Zeal, straight from Clan Selection Volume 2 for both the V Standard as well as Premium Standard formats for Cardfight Vanguard. Now, before we begin, remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more deck profiles like this one. Now, we're going to be starting with the big boy himself, Galactic Beast Zeal. He is our main boss unit for the deck, and holy kaboli, guys, I can't believe they made us forgive them for not giving us literally anything else but Enigman Storm or Daikaiser or anybody else who Bushiroad seems to have forgotten. Go Eagle! So yeah, Zeal's new Vanguard and Rearguard on place. Let's just call the top card of our deck. What? Superior Calling in D-Police? Wild. So when he's placed on Van or Rear, you get to do that. But if he's on Van, you get to minus your opponent 5k times the amount of markers that they have on their circles. Note that it only says circles, so we can't snipe Protect markers out of the opponent's hand, or that'll be too busted. So that covers all Protect 2, all of Axel, and all of Force. So any Lure spam shenanigans can get right out of the window. And then his main skill, which is Cannon Blast 1, Soul Charge 1 or more rear guards, and then make your opponent's Vanguard lose 10k power until the end of turn. And then if your opponent is at grade 3 and you have the grade 2 Zeal in your soul, you get to get +1 drive check for each set of 2 rear guards that you put into your soul for every 2. So that means that you can get +1, +2, you can get 4 drive checks, and you don't even need to change the format. You don't even need a stride deck. You could just wham bam, punch them in the face and have them cry because they're at like 3k -2. They're a weenie, straight weenies. With Zeal, I wanted to have a very nice backup. I deliberated on this for like a while, like what backup I should choose. And you know what? Out of everybody that like Zeal could go with, I thought of nobody better than his homeboy from Blue Storm Armada, Great Dayusha. Now, Great Dayusha is honestly one of the best utility cards that D-Police has gotten in V-Series, and it just, I feel it works a lot more and a lot better than stuff like Die Liner or Brad Black, because Zeal's all about just minusing your opponent's face in and then quad driving into like a 4-digit number. Having superior writing Great Dayusha on top of that is just, I feel, very aggressive in like what the deck, and plays into what the deck wants to do. And so you have the on place buff the front board by 10k, and then it's easier now to hit the 45k to superior ride with the Great Dayusha now that certain cards have gotten reprinted. We'll see them later, but overall he just works. I feel works with Zeal a whole lot and just can be very aggressive in what you need. Next up, we got our grade 2 Zeal. What we need, Mr. Devourer of Planets. Mr. Devourer of Planets is also very cheeky in that you get to Cannon Blast 1, rest 2 rear guards, minus your opponent 5k, and then you have the grade 1 Zeal and Soul. You get to draw a card, so you basically get to refund the cost of like one of the rear guards you put down like for the skill or earlier. And thank goodness it's an Axe skill and it's on Van or Rear. So you can do shenanigans with this on Rear, and then do Galactic Beast Zeal skill, and then shove all the rear guards that you rested into Soul and just go +1 billion. And then when you ride him with Galactic Beast Zeal, guess what? minus 5k. So you're really like hammering in the I'm a minus you forever play that Zeal used to do in the original series, which I find that really nice that they're like still keeping him true to what he was. Next up, we're around it with Platinum Ace. Honestly, with everything that Zeal does, you will build up soul like a lot, mainly like on the grade 3, so because you're shoving in all these cards from your field. It's like having something like Platinum Ace that just pops out at least one card from your soul and gets 10k in a crit fairly easily. It just works really well. I love it. Plus the Vanguard 5k is really not that bad. It's great. I love it. And then rounding off, we got 2 Die Dragons. Die Dragon, very nice, solid grade 2. He puts in so much work because he's also like used for like just getting the soul out of there. If you don't have a Die Dragon or you want to try something different, I've heard things like Active Mask also works. So you could also just try playing around with Active Mask, because we're doing multi-attacks. Like Active Mask would probably just help you like eke out games even more. Next up, we got the Eye of Destruction Zeal. Now, Eye of Destruction, hard once per turn on place. Search your top 7 cards for either the grade 2 or the grade 3 Zeal, add to your hand, shuffle. That's it. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's on Van and Rear, which is great. The fact that it's all hard once per turn kind of sucks, but I understand why they did it. They didn't want us doing like cheeky search shenanigans with it. Following up, Grand Rope. Grand Rope's great. You get to just search your pieces. Well, you search for your right Zeal target, or you search for right Daisha, and you just get set up, lets you build up, and use it in combination with Eye of Destruction. It's a lot of searching that you can do in your deck, so you get to thin your deck out a bit, and overall nice solid card. Speaking of solid cards, oh my goodness, I can't believe they did it. They reprinted Twin Order. We finally have Twin Order reprints, and he's available for everyone to get. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so happy you guys are able to get him too, because honestly, the fact that they print him as a promo is a shame and a travesty, because this boy did not deserve it. He is too good. They should have put him in Silver Dust Blaze, and I would have been like, yes, give me more, because on boost, give your Vanguard 10k times the amount of markers you have. That is honestly something that you absolutely need in the deck. It gives you extra power. It makes your Force 1s even more forceful, and it makes your Force 2s just absolutely obnoxious. And then we're going to round off with some Die Braves. Die Braves more for you get to utilize all the soul that you've built up with your Zeal plays, your Quad Drive, Trip Drive, whatever, grade 3 Zeal plays, and then you just give power, draw, all that standard stuff. Real quick, starter, doesn't matter, but as long as it has the stuff, whatever, you know what I mean. Card text. So yeah, play 4 PGs, and then 8 crit, 4 heal. Standard stuff, but that's it for standard stuff, because next we're going to be moving on to premium. Alright guys, we're all changed up and ready to go on with the premium part of the deck profile, but this time we're going to start with our starter. Now, Larva Beast Zeal is a very, very good starter. Now, why we play this over the V starters? Well, that's because when you ride him with the grade 1 Eye of Destruction Zeal, you get to search the top 7 cards of your deck for either the grade 2 or the grade 3 Zeal, add to your hand. If you don't ride it, you don't ride Zeal, you get to just call it to Rearguard cycle and have a Rearguard on board. Now, if that effect to search the top 7 sounds familiar, that's because it is. So you ride the new Eye of Destruction Zeal on top of it, you end up getting 2 searches for the price of 1. So you can go up to +2 on your turn 1 ride and be set for striding, aggro plays, whatever you need. So still gonna be the same 4 Eye Destructions. However, I'm gonna be playing 4 Devane. Now Devane says, on place, soul charge one of your other rear guards, and then search your deck for a Zeal with the same grade as your Vanguard. Superior ride it. Superior call out a card that has the same grade as your current Vanguard, -3 to your opponent. Hooey, baby, that's some aggression. But you know what I smell? I smell some force marker shenanigans. That's the first thing I saw when New Zeal was released. Is like, oh my gosh, he has a marker. Oh my gosh, Darwin plays. So yeah, basically just you can use it to control the tempo of the game, rush, do whatever you want. This is literally the whole reason why I built this deck, is because it's such good aggression. All right, so Granero still at 4, and then we bumped out Twin Order to 3 in order to fit the Devanes, because the Devane is too good and you want to see it at 4. Grade 2s, we're still playing the 4 Devour Zeals. However, because this is premium, you need to be able to survive and live. So if your opponent does some cheeky shenanigans where they're at a higher grade than you for whatever reason, Genguard says he gets plus 15k shield if that ever happens. Which happens a lot considering you're in premium format where strides are grade 4, and you know, that's how math works. Really, such a key piece I feel that D-Police should have, or any Brand K player should have in their kit, is just being able to guard and not die, which is really like nice. And then I round out with like 2 Platinum Ace for the 5k ride and extra crit and stuff. Grade 3s, still running Mr. Galactic Beast, but instead we're backing him up with Dizoris. Now Dizoris has a very nice Vanguard skill, 5k times the amount of damage you have, but his rearguard is really what I was attracted to when I was searching for cards to back up Zeal in the premium format because of Devane. Now, obviously, like, you do the Devane ride shenanigans on grade 3, you're going to be getting a lot of gifts. And you're going to be calling out a lot of grade 3s on rear guards. So, out of all the grade 3s that we have in both V and like the original series, I feel like Dizoris just does the most because of the fact that he can counter plus 1, shove himself into the soul, give your Vanguard 10k and a drive check if you've hit 35k, which is not hard in stride terms now, because you just do swings and shit and then bam, you're already there. And then obviously for triggers, I'm playing for the 10k draw card crit. I'm gonna be playing for Petra Strike crit, my ugly baby boy, 4 PGs, and then 4 10k heals. Dog, it's 20k shield. How can you pass it up? Now, this wouldn't be a Zeal deck profile. A premium deck, I should say, without Kaijus. Now, Kaijus, like Geomaglass, really good. And just honestly, like, with all like the V-Series G support that we've gotten, which is a very weird sentence to say, the fact that you turn all of your grade 3s into base 5k shields, then 10k shields, 15, 20k shields, you just wall up, and then also just be straight up aggressive with filling your field and doing multi-attacks and stuff. It's great. It honestly is great, and like what you really kind of want to be riding into most of the time. Alternatively, you need something to flip for Geomaglass, so I think like really like the best thing is Bravest Peak, only because of the late game quad drive, restand, swing, and then you throw a Dizoris onto it late game, and it's like, oh cool, I get quintet drive, swing, I still have 1 drive check, and my Vanguard's like 100k. But honestly, like, you can replace Bravest Peak with anything if you like have Final Dynamaxes, Final Dynamax. If you just have anything else, use it. Speaking of just anything else, we have Die King for our GB8 because it's still a nice bomb to drop on your opponent where it's just like, cool, my Vanguard's big because I have all my rear guards, and then all my rear guards are going to be big because I have many crit. Deal with it. Plus markers now, it's ridiculous. Next up, Stark to Stark things, triple attacks on your Vanguard. You can do cheeky Zeal stuff, just minus your opponent's Vanguard a whole bunch, and then you just swing in for like a nice beefy, like, was this 25, 38 base? 38, yeah, 38, your opponent's face. And then Origorm. Origorm I would prefer like to play more of, but I'm just too lazy to get more. But Origorm, if you can, get the Persona Stride off and have them set up, you can free stride for the rest of the game, which is actually very good for the deck, considering that you need to like be throwing down rear guards for skills and stuff, and then be using that for other things. And plus, he does the Zeal stuff. He puts your opponent to 0, all your opponent's units to 0. I mean, who wouldn't want that? And then for G Guardians, we play 2 Atlantis Dolphin. Atlantis Dolphin lets you get over. So what I want out of all of the G Guards that I play is to be able to hit 20k shield. If we're pitching them if we're pitching these heals for G Guards, I want them to at least be able to get 20k. So basically, that's the plan for playing all of these G Guards is, can they get to 20k? Yes. Is it easy? Yes. Okay, cool. So we're playing Atlantis Dolphin. Counter charges, soul charges. Nice. But he can get real big if you're not playing against a control deck. And it just works. And then obviously you play Zeal in a Zeal deck. But generally I feel that the Great Galactic Zeal is just too good of a card. The fact that you can counter plus 1 and give yourself 5k until end of turn just prevents any like weenie strategies from like trying to poke at your face. And then you can use all your souls, soul plus 1, minus 5k to your opponent's unit that's attacking it. So technically you get to, well, yeah, you technically get to 20k and then 25k with skills and stuff, so it's good. And then we round off with X Caribou just because, again, easy, plus 10k, your opponents have 35, blah. And then you can discard a card, give yourself plus 4k and go to 17k for whatever reason you want. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the deck profile. I hope you liked my deck profile for standard and premium Zeal. If you want to see more deck profiles like this one, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications of our daily uploads. And then if you need to buy any cards for any of your decks, please remember to use our TCG Player link down below in the description. It costs you nothing extra for the cards that you would already be buying anyways. I've been Dan from Team Greylock, signing out. Deuces.